Okay. Hello, my love. So, this is a new series that I'm going to be doing called The Cosmic Compass. And the point of the series is to every morning, I'm going to get on here. I'm going to tell you what the astrology is. And I'm going to do a little reading for you. So, the point of this is to help you get into alignment and feel safe for today, right? I think the major reason I want to start this is Pluto is currently in Aquarius. And something that has become very blatantly obvious to me is the energy is fast. The energy is fast. Your thoughts are being created into reality very quickly. So let's take a deep breath. Ready? And for those of you who are new here, my name is Reilly X. I am a professional astrologer. I am a tarot reader. I do human design. And I really I'm the creator of my own reality. And I have learned how to do this through trial and error. So if you're interested in following along, make sure you follow me, like this if you liked it, subscribe, all of the fun things. And I'm calling the series The Cosmic Compass. I do already have a subscription called The Cosmic Compass. So I think I'm going to just tie this in, have this as an option in that subscription so you can go back and rewatch these as well. But the point of The Cosmic Compass is to let you know what the astrology of the day is. So let's do that first. The current chart as of 9:34 a.m. on January 21st. We have a conjunction between the Sun and Pluto in Aquarius. So Aquarius energy is forward thinking, but it's still ruled by Saturn, right? So there is this structure to a future idea. You're in the process of building something for the future. When you think of Aquarius energy from, the seasons on the northern hemisphere of the globe, it's the coldest time of year, right? It is the most winter. Literally today, it's so funny to me because today is the coldest day that we have had this entire season. So for Pluto to be conjunct the sun, there's this very interesting metaphor happening in my physical world. That doesn't mean the entire world is experiencing that same thing, but with the sun in Aquarius, with Pluto in Aquarius at the exact same degree, the first degree, it's a very interesting energy right now. There is this very heavy focus on what is not working, what needs to change, and how can we change it? How can we shift it? Excuse me. So that is the current energy. The moon is still in Libra. She's hanging on by a thread. She's about to move into Scorpio. So the moon will be in Scorpio once this is fully posted, once other people probably see this. And I think that's an interesting energy too, because that will be the sun squaring the moon. Pluto squaring the moon. So let's get into Pluto a little bit. And the reason is I want you to understand what this time period is. Pluto is the planet of destruction, but it's also the planet of rebirth. And I feel like so many people forget that part of Pluto. So as somebody who has been decimated by Pluto before, I thought I would give some advice in this video as well. Pluto is the planet of destruction. Aquarius is the forward-thinking mindset, right? So in a lot of ways, Pluto is going to help us break down what is in our way so that forward momentum can actually happen. The problem with Aquarius energy is it can be very logical. It can be very mental. It can be very focused on what you're thinking about, how you're thinking about it. There's a very heavy energy with Aquarius around the mind and making sure that it makes sense. So, with all of that being said, there might be some logic that is destroyed. There may be things in our reality that we were so sure about that can be changed during this time. And this doesn't mean literally just today with Pluto conjunct the sun. This is the next 19 years of Pluto in Aquarius. But for today, let's bring it back down to today. The sun is in Aquarius at the first degree with Pluto conjunct. There could be feelings of, I want to change everything. There could be this feeling of like, oh, finally having the energy to make a change, make a shift. If you have Aquarius energy, you're likely feeling this more intensely than people who don't. Yeah, and then again, the moon is currently in Libra as I'm filming this, but likely so more people who see this, the moon will be in Scorpio. So with that being said, don't get too tied into the emotional pull. And this is something that I think is interesting because this weekend with, the potential TikTok ban and the whole like, whoa, we all got swept into this emotional tide, right? And that's okay. That's the way life works. Things are going to happen. You're going to feel pulled into it. Now is the time to recenter, reground. So here's a little tarot reading. And this will be a timeless reading for anyone that comes across this video. What do you need to hear at the moment? Maybe you have an Aquarius sun or a Scorpio moon or a Libra moon. Or maybe you just need more advice of Pluto and Aquarius. What do we need to hear, Spirit? Wow. Thank you, Spirit. What a beautiful message already. Okay. So these cards are too thick. I have to split them. So the one half of the deck is the Five of Swords in reverse. Stop holding on to resentment. I think what's so interesting is a lot of people get hung up on what physically is happening in their reality, that it gets very hard for them to trust what they want, to trust that more is possible, to trust that that thing that seemed like it didn't work out was exactly what needed to happen. So in this moment, how can you surrender to that trust? In this moment, how can you lean into, I am on the path? You have to trust your intuition more. With the High Priestess coming out here, this is also Pisces energy, right? No, it's not. I'm sorry. That's the moon. This is literally moon energy. Excuse me. But the High Priestess coming out, this energy of focusing on your intuition. Pisces is very intuitive, so maybe that's really where that's coming from. Also with Saturn, Venus, Neptune, and the North Node all in Pisces right now, you need to lean into that unknown energy, that unknown territory. How do you trust the intuitive nudges over the logical? Because right now you're realizing that the way you've been thinking about things has been suffocating you. So you're breaking free from that. You're breaking free from the illusion that you created for yourself on the way you thought things were. This is the Eight of Swords in reverse, by the way. I don't think you can read that. There we go. With the Eight of Swords in reverse, loving the Jupiter and Gemini here. The Eight of Swords in reverse is asking you to break free. It's asking you to let go of the entrapment that you've likely held yourself in because you wanted to be right. You wanted to know what you were doing first. You wanted to be logical. You didn't want to be hysterical. You didn't want to be dramatic. You didn't want to be delulu, right? That's a big one for me. I feel like a lot of the way I used to think of things was very logical. So I was like, but how? How is it going to work out? How is it going to come together? How am I going to make it? That will put more resistance on your path. And learning to trust that the how will come, you'll figure out how along the way. That is the most important thing to focus on right now. We also have the devil here. And I find it interesting because we are no longer in Capricorn season. Is Mercury still in Capricorn? Mercury is still in Capricorn. What is your mind tying you into? What entrapment are you stuck in? What mindset are you stuck in? How can you understand that you may be addicted to a mindset? You may be addicted to the illusion of safety. You may be addicted to feeling like you're right. Ooh, that's a big one for me. um, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Is my question to you. And the more you simmer on that and decide, I do want to be happy, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to need to let go of an older version of yourself. It's okay to get stuck and get sucked into a mindset that you don't want to be in and break free from that. So the devil is such an interesting card because the devil's in the details, right? The devil is in the details. The devil, I was raised Roman Catholic, and the way I always saw the devil was like this evil thing outside of yourself that was trying to control you. And now I realize the devil is a mindset that something is attacking you, something is outside of you controlling you, something has more control over you than you do. If you get into that mindset, you become one of these people trapped to this idea, to this thing. You know, if we're going along the same path, what do you think you have to do to be worthy? What do you think you have to sacrifice in order to be considered good enough to get the thing that you actually want? Once you let that go, once you accept that there are parts of you that have been holding yourself back, the back of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. Once you let go, once you step into your power, once you see that there are more opportunities, more options available to you, things are going to shift. And with Pluto in Aquarius, I say we because so many astrologers, so many people have been talking about this. The shift is here. We can sit here all day long and say, how are we going to fix this? How are we going to do this? How are we going to make things better? How are we going to gain control of XYZ? You have to surrender and you have to trust that you are safe. And the reason is when you surrender, when you allow yourself to become the embodiment of trust, new opportunities open up, doors open up for you that you never thought were even possible, that you never thought of ever. You never even believed that could be an opportunity. You never even had that concept. Let yourself get excited about the way things feel. Stop getting wrapped up in here. Get out of your head into your body. Because I think that's something that a lot of people are going to get caught up on with Pluto and Aquarius, is trying to prove how they're going to make it happen, trying to prove what they know. And this energy is about getting into alignment with your authenticity. Who are you? Who is the authentic you? Who do you want to be? And what makes you happy? Can you stop holding yourself back from what makes you happy? Can you just do that more often? That is your homework. Go do what makes you happy more often. Let yourself be happy. If you do need more help with this, you can always book a session with me at rxtarot.com. I will be going live later today on TikTok. So if you're seeing this today and you want to get a reading today, you can check that out. But the point of this reading, the purpose of this, was to help you connect back to the truth. You are the creator of your reality. No one can create your reality for you. And there are always going to be a million things happening in this world, but Pluto and Aquarius is going to make them louder and louder and louder until you sit with your inner world, your inner knowing, and you find that inner peace. So I hope this gives you a moment of peace. I hope this helps you remember that you have the power You have not lost your power. You have not lost anything. And in fact, if anything was proven to me this weekend, it was our energy is invaluable. Your focus as a human being is everything. So, what are you focused on? What are you allowing to come into your reality? What is scaring you? And how can you let it go? Because I think so many people get so consumed with fear of what they might lose that they're not focused on what they want. They're focused on a fear of what they could have. I need some blinders on right now. Okay. I need some blinders on. Focus on what you want. Focus on what you want. There's going to be a lot of conspiracy theorists coming out of the woodwork saying a lot of scary things, and they're going to seemingly have all of this evidence. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Focus. I love you. I hope this is helpful. Thank you so much for listening. Have a lovely day, my dear. And I'll see you later. Bye.